Hi, let's talk about the real reason that you avoid things. There's something that you're avoiding right now. Perhaps it's a message or a conversation, maybe a decision, could be a room, or even a version of your own life. And if you're like most people, then you've explained it in a very reasonable voice. Like it's just not the right time. I'm tired, or I don't really feel like it. It's probably not for me. And maybe it's usually not the real reason, is it? Usually that you're not avoiding the thing, you're avoiding the feeling that you expect to have when you do the thing. And that feeling being created is a thought that you believe so fast that you didn't even notice it arrive. Let's make this painfully ordinary. You go and send a message and you stop. You open the dating app and then you close it like it contains radioactive waste. You walk into the gym and then suddenly you discover that you've got a deep spiritual commitment to going home. You see an email from your boss and your stomach drops through the floor. You're invited somewhere and immediately become weirdly busy. Now, if I paused the film and I asked what went through your mind, most people don't know. They just know that they felt bad. And that's the first problem. A lot of people are just walking around with four-word emotional vocabulary. Stressed, bad, flat, overwhelmed. And it's not nothing, but it's very blurry. Like under that blur is a few core feelings. Anxiety, something feels unsafe. Or shame, something feels wrong with me. Sadness, something important feels lost. Or anger, something feels unfair. Embarrassment, I feel exposed. And here's the key. That feeling is the signal that you're avoiding, not the situation. You're not avoiding the party, you're avoiding awkwardness. And you're not avoiding the email, you're avoiding fear. You're not avoiding the gym, you're actually avoiding shame. And that's why this matters. If you misdiagnose the problem, you build your whole life around the wrong enemy. Before we go any further, let me say this clearly. Of course you avoid things that make you feel awful. Of course you do. It isn't pathetic, it isn't weak, and it isn't proof that you're broken. If your mind tells you this is going to hurt and your body responds, then let's not do that. That makes perfect sense. Anyone would do that. The trouble isn't that you're reacting. The trouble is that the message your mind sent may be rubbish, convincing rubbish, emotional rubbish, high definitional rubbish, but rubbish all the same. Here's the chain. Like there's value, self-defeating belief, a distortion, a thought, a feeling, then a behavior. Like the whole machine can run in seconds. So let's slow it down. Say you walk into the gym and you have a thought, everyone is watching me. And the feeling is anxiety, embarrassment, and your behavior, leave. Now, most people stop there and say, the gym made me anxious. No, let's not be lazy. The gym is full of treadmills and people pretending that they enjoy lunges. It's not emitting anxiety rays. Something happened in the middle. So let's step through that. Reasoning error number 1, mind reading. Everyone's watching me. Really? Everyone? Not one or two people? Not maybe someone glanced over? Everyone. Everyone? So the whole building is paused to form a panel discussion about your deadlift? That's a remarkable claim. This is the first distortion, mind reading. You do not know what they think. In fact, most people at the gym are too busy worrying about their own stomach, their thighs, their arms, their posture, the playlist, protein intake, and whether the machine is going to kill them, that they're not running a documentary on you. Reasoning number 2, the spotlight effect. Your mind puts you on center stage like there's a giant beam of light, orchestra swelling, the world watching. In reality, everyone else is an unpaid extra in the film of their own suffering. They're not nearly as interested as your anxiety insists, which if anything is almost insulting. Reasoning error 3, feeling equals fact. Like you feel exposed and your mind says, I feel exposed, so I must be under threat. And that's a mistake. A feeling is as real as an experience. It's not automatically real as a verdict. That you can feel stupid and not be stupid. You can feel rejected and not be rejected. You can feel unsafe and still be safe. No wonder that thought is a deeper belief. If people judge me, that's bad. And then under that, I need to come across well. And now we're getting somewhere. Here's what matters. Like the belief is latched onto something good, like a value. You care about being accepted. You care about belonging. You care about not being humiliated in public like some Victorian child in a morality tale. Perfectly reasonable. But then your mind does something nasty. It takes that value and it runs it through a funhouse mirror. So I want to be liked becomes I must be liked. I want to do well becomes I can't mess up. I care what people think becomes if they judge me, I'm in trouble. I want connection becomes rejection means something is wrong with me. That's the parasite. The value is clean. The self-defeating belief attaches itself to the value and it starts making demands. And then the distortions rush in to enforce the law. Example, like you don't send the message. There's a thought. I'll say something stupid. Let's step through the errors. Like there's fortune telling. You've predicted the future with absurd confidence. Apparently you're now a prophet. There's no evidence. There's no data. There's no divine revelation. Just panic in a hoodie. All or nothing thinking. You're assuming that there's only two options, like a smooth, brilliant, magnetic response and humiliating social death. There's no middle ground. There's no ordinary human interaction. No room for a slightly awkward but basically fine, which is where most of life actually happens. And the self-defeating belief underneath is, I have to come across well. Like if I don't, that means something about me. Now the message is no longer a message, is it? It's a referendum on your worth as a person. And of course you don't send it. Who wants to press send on that? It's still about the example from your boss. Like you see the email and your body reacts before you've even opened it. The thought is like, I'm in trouble. Let's slow that down. Catastrophizing like an email exists. Therefore, your career is over, your reputation is in tatters, and soon you'll be living in a cave eating cold beans. That escalated quickly. There's a mental filter, like you ignore other possibilities. A question, a clarification, a normal work request, an update, something boring. No, it must be doom. And the belief underneath there is like mistakes are dangerous. For example, if I disappoint someone, I lose standing. Again, you can see the value. You care about doing well. You care about competence. You care about being responsible. Good. But the belief distorts the value into a tyranny. Let's talk about the double suffering. Like, here's where people get really crushed. First, they feel anxious and ashamed, sad and exposed, and then they start attacking themselves and feeling that, like, why am I like this? Normal people don't do this. I'm ridiculous. For God's sake, just get over it. And now you're not just anxious, you're like anxious and ashamed of being anxious. You're sad and disgusted with yourself for being sad. It's like being bitten by a snake and then chasing yourself with a second snake for moral support. And this is why people get stuck. But what if you looked at it differently? What if the feeling wasn't evidence that something was wrong with you? What if it was evidence that something matters to you? And I think that reframe changes everything. Like anxiety can reveal that you care about doing well. Shame can reveal that you care about how you affect others. Sadness can reveal how you care deeply about something meaningful. And anger can reveal how you care about justice or respect. Your suffering often reveals your values more clearly than your journal ever will. You don't need to fill out a personality quiz under candlelight. Like, just look at what hurts. That's where the value is. Every hero reaches the cave and every hero meets the monster, and the monster always looks like it can kill you. But half the time, it's bluff. It survives because you never get close enough to inspect it. That's the whole trick. Distance gives it power. Avoidance feeds it. Inspection weakens it. And the good news is this, that the monster has no teeth. Not none at all. I'm not like promising bliss here and ukulele music, but far fewer than your mind even claims. Certainly not enough to justify surrendering half your life to it. So here's where to start. Next time you feel that shift, the stomach drop, chest tighten, the dread or the urge to back out, just pause and ask, what am I feeling? And be specific, not bad or not stressed. Is it anxiety? Is it shame? Sadness? Embarrassment? And then ask, what just went through my head? Like, write down the exact sentence. You don't want the polished version, the real one. Then ask, what is the distortion here? What self-defeating belief is underneath it? What value is that belief attached to? And what's a more accurate thought? Let's talk about some better thoughts. Like, you don't want fake positive thoughts and not motivational fridge magnets. You want accurate thoughts. Like, everyone's watching me becomes, some people notice me. Most are focused on themselves. Like, is that true? I think that's true. I'll say something stupid becomes, I may say something imperfect. That's called being a person. I'm in trouble becomes, an email is not a firing squad. Like, let me read it first. If they judge me, it's awful becomes, look, I prefer approval, but I can survive disapproval. That last one matters because a lot of suffering comes from turning a preference into a necessity. Like, you'd like approval, fine. Once I'd like it becomes, I need it, then you're cooked. So no, you're not just lazy. And you're not weak. You're not mysteriously self-sabotaging for fun. You're reacting to feelings that make sense, like given the thoughts that you're believing, given the self-defeating beliefs underneath them. That's the chain. Once you can see the chain, then you can challenge it. Once you challenge it, the feeling changes. And once the feeling changes, then the behavior becomes possible. That's when your life starts opening up again. Not because the world changed, because you stop treating every frightened thought as the voice of God. That's it for this one. Chris out.